Right now at noon, MoDOT has plans to build a new highway interchange near Springfield. We'll have the latest.
We're live at Downstream Casino for the Joplin Business Expo, but we're also tracking a winter storm moving into the area. We'll have the latest on this storm coming up.
And Taylor Swift fans, angry over Ticketmaster's botched sale of concert tickets, organize a protest outside the U.S. Capitol.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A big part of the 4 states is under a winter storm warning, and later today we can all expect to see snow. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, snow is already starting to move into our area from the southwest. And today we sent Chris Warner to Downstream Casino, where the Joplin Business Expo is just getting underway. And he's been tracking these storms and joins us with a first look. Chris?
That's right, Tanya. We're here at Downstream Casino for the Joplin Business Expo. Now, we will have more on the expo, including an interview with the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce coming up. But first, we are tracking a winter storm that is moving into the area. We have an alert day for today and tomorrow as this storm moves into the area with the heaviest snow expected along and south of Interstate 44. You're down to really about the last hour or two to make your final preparations as this storm begins to move into the area. And if you're along and south of I-44, that's where we're really going to see stuff pick up. Taking a look at the MoDOT camera, looking at 20th and Range Line, looking back to the north, we've got some precipitation beginning to fall across the area. It's almost right on schedule as we're starting to see some light rain, even some of us getting in on a little light snow activity. And you can see on the Skywatch Storm Tracker, most of this falling as rain for right now, but that will begin to change as we go through the rest of the afternoon. In the paint counties along and south of Interstate 44, that's where we have winter storm warnings that run until 9 a.m. tomorrow. Everybody else, it's a winter weather advisory that will continue through 6 o'clock tomorrow morning because, well, it's going to snow. Now, yesterday we made it up to 45 after starting the day at 21, so not that far off of our normals for this time of year. And even today, we're not going to be that far off normal. We're at 39 in Joplin, 35 in Pittsburgh, 35 in Parsons, 37 in Miami, and 38 in Neosho right now. So we're still above freezing, which is why for right now the majority of this is falling as rain. Still looking at a high of about 41, and that's why again we're going to have the rain. But as we head into the afternoon and into the early evening hours, we're going to see temperatures begin to fall, and by about 3 o'clock or so is when we're going to start to see this transition to a wintry mix, and then around 4 to 5, that's when it changes over to all snow, and that's when that snow will begin to accumulate. We'll start to see it piling up 6, 7 o'clock this evening. We'll talk more about this incoming winter storm and, of course, be more about the Joplin Business Expo here in just a few minutes. Tanya?
All right, thanks, Chris. And it looks like there's a lot of people gathering out there at the Business Expo despite the weather.
Yeah, quite a few people out here so far.
All right, and we'll check back in with you in a few minutes. Thanks, Chris. Well, a new highway interchange is about to be built near Springfield, Missouri. The spot is near a high school and will take about a year and a half to finish. And the long-term result, easing traffic congestion along a heavily traveled corridor. Joe Hickman visits with those who are concerned about the short-term effects.
From now until November of 2024, this stoplight intersection of 4-lane Highway 60 and 2-lane Highway 125 will be turned into a non-light interchange with a bridge carrying Highway 60 traffic over Highway 125 with entry and exit ramps. And Highway 125 will have roundabouts instead of lights, much like the current setup just a few miles down the road at Mill Street in Rogersville.
I'm very worried.
Kevin Chapman owns Willow Green Acres, a garden center and antique mall that sits right next to the intersection. His front entrance will be permanently closed because of the changes, and he's worried the new setup will hurt his business.
The bridge will be high enough that it will be difficult for them to see us.
MoDOT is also wanting to take some of Chapman's land to build an outer road.
We are in litigation, if you will, right now.
And as for trying to keep his business afloat during all this construction,
it's not ideal. I think when it's all said and done, we'll be fine. But during this process, it's going to be a challenge.
We're concerned about both the loss of business and the inconvenience and confusion for customers.
Eric Schnell's S&H Farm Supply is about a mile from the intersection, but MoDOT will be closing off the median crossover turns during construction, meaning some customers will have to go 2 to 3 miles down the road. and turn around to get back to the business.
By closing the turn lanes, there's also going to be then increased traffic going through the construction site because you have to go through that site twice. If your business has limited traffic flow or decreased traffic flow for up to 6 months, that is going to make a major impact to a lot of the profitability for the businesses in the area.
On the positive side, the new configuration is expected to lessen the large number of wrecks at the intersection.
This is the fourth bridge for us in the last 10 years, and we have seen our critical accidents go down tremendously because of these bridges. Myself, I have been T-boned in this intersection with a green light. I was in a fire truck running lights and sirens, and the person run the red light. And at the end of the day, looking long term, this is going to be fantastic for our community.
All right, well, the completion date is set for November 1st of next year. The Senate is putting America's leading ticket seller on the hot seat. Ticketmaster's grip on ticket sales and its move to cancel sales of Taylor Swift's tour will be the focus of an antitrust hearing today. Ticketmaster and its parent company, Live Nation, control about 70% of all live event ticket sales. Protesters are gathering outside the Capitol. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAM News at noon, Joplin area businesses are gathering today at Downstream Casino. We find out what's new at this year's Joplin Business Expo. And later, we're making crazy good rosemary chicken in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. We are here at Downstream Casino Resort for the Joplin Business Expo. And joining us now is Erin Slivka. So, Erin, first, welcome to the News at noon.
Well, thank you.
The weather, not so great, unfortunately. So, honestly, that's kind of my first question. What's the contingency plan if things get a little nasty over the next 12 hours or so?
Well, we're kind of waiting and seeing right now. We're not sure what's going to fall out of the sky since nothing has fallen out of the sky yet. It depends what you tell us later. It's all on you, Chris. But if something does happen, we'll use those communication channels through the Joplin Chamber and our local news stations to communicate any changes that would occur.
Excellent. So now, assuming we managed to get everything going just like it should, what's happening tonight and what can people expect in the next day?
Well, this year is our 30th annual Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce Business Expo, and today is our Business to Business Day, and we're so grateful for the partnerships that we have with our presenting sponsors, Freeman Health Systems and Downstream Casino Resort. And then this evening we'll have our Business After Hours. It's our largest networking event of the year, and that's presented by Arvis Bank.
All right. And then in terms of the public being able to come out, when does that open up? And what can they expect out of this year?
So on Wednesday is our Community Day, and it's open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., and it's $5 to get in, and it's a great opportunity to learn more about the different services and resources that we have available in the 4 states area.
And about how many businesses do you have here? Because this pavilion space is pretty darn full.
Yes, we're packed. So we are sold out with over 110 businesses who are vending here at the Business Expo, and they're all members of the Joplin Area Chamber of Commerce.
Excellent. Erin, thank you so much. Well, are you getting hungry?
Oh, absolutely. I'm starting to smell food. Can you smell it?
I'm starting to smell it too. And if you need something for home, coming up next on the KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
Kelly loves the dish we're making today so much, she told me if she ever had to choose a last meal, this would be it. Join us to see what it is.
But first, we are continuing to track that winter storm as it makes its way into the 4 states. We'll have the latest coming up. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. As we've been talking about for the last few days now, we are tracking a winter storm. Today is the day. The live look at our tower camera at 7th and Range Line. You can see it's dark, it's dreary. The roads are starting to look a little bit wet as we do have some rain moving into the area right now. Right on schedule about. We do have an alert day for today into tomorrow for this incoming winter storm with the heaviest snow expected along and south of Interstate 44. Live look at the MoDOT camera at 20th and Range Line looking back to the north. You can see some wet spots on the roadways again as we've been seeing rain, but those wet spots are going to start to transition to white spots as snow begins to fall here in about the next 4 hours or so, perhaps less. Skywatch Storm Tracker showing a lot of rain across the area, but you also see a lot of snow right on the periphery of that, and that will start to transition for us. We do have winter storm warnings for the counties in pink, and that's along and south of Interstate 44, and these winter storm warnings go through about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Everybody else in that purple color, that's a winter weather advisory that runs through at least 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. All right, let's take a look at this storm. This is an expansive storm. We've got winter storm warnings and winter weather advisories from Pennsylvania back through New Mexico, and then off to the south, they're dealing with severe weather along the Texas and Louisiana coast. In fact, there's a tornado watch in effect down into the south from this very same system. The winter weather impacts, the snow is still the highest impact. The cold is a medium impact because, believe it or not, we're technically going to be a few degrees above normal as we head into tonight, despite the fact that we are building into a winter storm. So let's take a look at the timing on this. So here we are right now. We're starting to see the rain move in, and as we head to about 2, 3 o'clock, we're going to start to see this rain transition into a wintry mix. And as we move around 4 or 5 o'clock, this is going to transition to all snow. And it will stay snow through the rest of this evening, into the overnight hours, and into early tomorrow morning. And some of this snow could be heavy at times, again, especially along and south of I-44. As we head into tomorrow morning, the snow will start to turn into a light snow and some flurries. And by late tomorrow morning, this system will be on its way out of here. But we've still got to deal with it first. In the gray areas, let's talk some snow totals. Gray areas of southeast Kansas, we're talking 1 to 4 inches. That light blue area, so that's Stockton, Lamar, Pittsburgh, Columbus, we're talking 4 to 6 inches. You get into that blue strip, that's Joplin, Carthage, Neosho, Mount Vernon, Miami, Veneta. We're talking 6 to 8 inches possible. That purple strip, that's talking Monette, Pineville, Anderson, Grove, Jay. We're looking at 8 to 10 inches. And if you go southeast of that, we're talking 10 inches to 12 inches, possibly a little bit more, and we could see locally higher amounts, especially along the I-44 corridor. We're looking at light rain in Joplin right now, and it is 39, feeling like 35 with a north breeze at about 6. The good news is wind not going to be a major issue tonight. 35 in Fort Scott and Pittsburgh, 36 Chatopa, 37 Miami, 38 Neosho and Carthage right now. Still looking at that high right around 41 degrees. Then that rain will start to make that transition as we head into the evening hours. And if you're planning an evening out, I wouldn't, as we are looking at this snow picking up, and it will start accumulating around 7, 8 o'clock. So stay home tonight, stay home tomorrow if you can. I have no doubt we'll have plenty of school cancellations. We'll hover right around the freezing mark tonight with that snow. 35 tomorrow. We get a break in the activity Thursday and Friday. Let's look at Saturday, 53 degrees with evening rain, but then we drop down to 28. That turns into a wintry mix into Sunday morning, a high of only 34, down to 15 Sunday night, and then we only make it to 35 by next Monday. So winter gave us a little bit of a break at the beginning of the month, and now it's decided, hey, this is what winter's all about, and it is giving us the full range of wintry precipitation, especially today and tonight, and then again possibly this weekend. Tanya?
All right, and I'm glad you are indoors down there because it doesn't seem like a day you'd want to be hanging around outside.
Absolutely not. It's cold outside, it's warm in here, and I'm happy to stay right here.
All right. It sounds like somebody's ready to eat lunch. All right. We take this time to honor today's four-state hero, Gunner's Mate Alvin Knight in the U.S. Navy. The St. Paul, Kansas native served aboard the USS Missouri in 1943. He was stationed in the Pacific, earning both the National Defense Service Medal and the World War II Defense Medal until his service ended in 1945. To Gunner's Mate Alvin Knight, we thank you, our four-state hero.
Recently, we came up with a twist on a fancy restaurant favorite that's super simple, it's packed with flavor, and is one of Kelly's favorites. With all that it has going for it, I can't wait to show it to you. Since most chicken breasts in the market are pretty thick, for the dish we're making today, we want to either pound them until they're about a ½ inch thick or cut them in half horizontally. To make sure every bite is juicy and flavorful, we poke them all over with a fork before soaking them in a homemade lemon rosemary olive oil marinade. When they're done marinating, we dredge them in flour and saute them until they're golden and cooked through. Then we'll take them out of the pan, add a bit more oil, and saute some onions. Once these are tender, we add a bit of lemon juice, some white wine, and a little Dijon mustard. And when you serve these tender as can be chicken breasts, topped with the sauce, you'll know exactly why this is one of Kelly's all-time favorites. So don't wait another minute. Hop on our website and look for what we call crazy good rosemary chicken. We promise you won't be disappointed. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found Kelly's and soon to be your favorite way to say, ooh, it's so good.
I'd like to try that. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4-state market prices.
Winter storm warnings for counties along and south of Interstate 44 continue through 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Winter weather advisories for everybody else through at least 6 a.m. We're looking at along and south of I-44 anywhere from 6 to 10 inches of snow. And if you're north of I-44, we're looking at anywhere from 1 to 6 inches of snow. Alert days today and tomorrow. Snow will start to pick up. The rain transitions to snow. As we head into the afternoon, we'll start to see all snow by about 5, 6 o'clock. It'll continue heavy at times through the evening and overnight hours and into early tomorrow morning. Breaking the activity Thursday and Friday. Then 53 Saturday, some evening showers to a wintry mix, and that'll last into Sunday morning. 28 Saturday night, 34 Sunday morning, 15 Sunday night, and up to 35 on Monday.
I suppose the best part of that is the low temperature, only 32 tonight, so
Yes,
that's
maybe
good.
the roads be not as bad as they could be otherwise.
Yeah, what else? What do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, a lot of 5 for starters. January is Glaucoma Awareness Month. Glaucoma is a leading cause of vision loss and blindness in the U.S. In Health Watch, we're going to find out why some people are at a higher risk for the disease than others. Plus, McDonald County School District releases early in anticipation of those wintry conditions. And a juvenile murder suspect out of Georgia is arrested in southeast Kansas. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Dow. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.